For nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to RA Fagnall Hall on the campus of Elmhurst University for tonight's NCAA Women's Wrestling Contest. Tonight's meet features visiting Manchester University Spartans facing off against your Elmhurst University Bluejays. And tonight, a historic moment for the Bluejays and the Elmhurst community. We are thrilled to welcome you to the first ever home dual meet for Elmhurst University Women's Wrestling. We'd like to recognize the outstanding student athletes competing for the Elmhurst Bluejays women's wrestling team. We'd also like to thank head coach Andrew Demos and graduate assistant coach Amanda McAlevey for their hard work at the beginning of this program. We also extend a warm Elmhurst welcome to tonight's visiting team, also in their first year of competition, the Manchester University Spartans. Thank you for joining us for this monumental evening and for contributing to the growth of women's wrestling at the collegiate level. Please give a round of applause for both programs. Before we begin tonight's meet, we ask that you please stand if you are willing and able and face the flag next to the scoreboard for the playing of our national anthem. At 103 from Manchester, a freshman from Avila, Indiana, Kylie Honecker. And from Elmhurst, a sophomore from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Ava Castrillon. At 110 from Manchester, a freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Jackie Shackelford. And from Elmhurst, a junior from Des Plaines, Illinois, Zeal Modi. At 117 from Manchester, a freshman from Clinton, Indiana, Katie Dowell. And from Elmhurst, a freshman from Addison, Illinois, Veronica Cosio. At 124 from Manchester, receiving a forfeit, a freshman from Griffith, Indiana, Paola Villarreal. At 131 from Manchester, receiving a forfeit, a freshman from Lafayette, Indiana, Andrea Rodriguez. At 138 from Manchester, receiving a forfeit, a freshman from Jeffersonville, Indiana, Sia Rogers. At 145 from Manchester, receiving a forfeit, a freshman from Fulton, Missouri, Riley Sway. At 160 from Manchester, a freshman from Swansboro, North Carolina, Ray Swift. And from Elmhurst, a sophomore from Cicero, Illinois, Yoreli Ortega. At 180 from Manchester, a freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, Claire Bennett. And from Elmhurst, a sophomore, Clara Rice. At 207 from Manchester, receiving a forfeit, a freshman from Pekin, Indiana, Mackenzie Weatherford. Wrestling in an exhibition match at 110 from Manchester, a freshman from Walnut, California, Abigail Alvarado. And from Elmhurst, a junior from Des Plaines, Illinois, Zeal Modi. Wrestling in an exhibition match at 110 from Manchester, a freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Jackie Shackelford. And from Elmhurst, a freshman from Addison, Illinois, Veronica Cosio. Wrestling in an exhibition match at 180 from Manchester, a freshman from Jamestown, Ohio, Tessa Allen. And from Elmhurst, a sophomore, Clara Rice. The Spartans are led by Josh Hartman. The Blue Jays are led by graduate assistant coach Amanda McAlevey, and the head coach of the Blue Jays in his first season is Andrew Demos.
Good evening and welcome inside R.A. Fagnall Hall for tonight's historic, first ever in program history, home wrestling duel here on the campus of Elmhurst University. It's the Blue Jays and the Spartans. The Blue Jays coming in 0-3 overall, 0-2 in the CCIW, and the Spartans from Manchester University 1-0. This is the first ever meeting against these two universities, and this is historic. It is the first ever wrestling duel ever in the program history here for the home team, the Elmhurst University Blue Jays, and the Spartans in their first ever season, just like the Blue Jays. And starting at 103, it's going to be Evelinda Castrillon and Kylie Honecker at 103, Zeal Modi and Jacqueline Shackelford at 110. 117, Veronica Cosio will take on Caitlin Dowell. And then a couple forfeits. 124, Paula Villarreal will win for Manchester. 131, Andrea Rodriguez. 138, Cyan Rogers. And 145, Riley Swaim. And then at 160, Yareli Ortega will take on Raylan Swift. At 180, Claire Rice taking on Claire Bennett. And then our exhibition, Zeal Modi, Abigail Alvarado, Veronica Cosio, Jacqueline Shackelford, and Claire Rice, and Tessa Allen. If you've heard those names a couple times, well, they will be wrestling a couple times. We will be having a 20-minute intermission at the end of the regular matches due to the fact that some of these wrestlers, as I mentioned, will be wrestling more than once here today. Castrillon and Honecker here in the first at 103. Honecker quickly with a 2-point lead. Honecker will take the back position on Castrillon. So we'll stand to back up again. We're just underway. Again, the first ever home wrestling duel in the program's history here for Elmhurst University. You are watching history. Both these teams, first-year programs. And it looks like Castrillon having her eye looked at. I think she was putting a contact in just prior to the start of this 103-pound weight category. 2-0. We're in injury time with 1:09 left in the first. A fall's worth 5 points. Technical foul 4. A decision 3. And anything via disqualification, forfeit, medical default is 5 points. And those are for dual scoring. 4-0. Make it 6-0. Now Kylie Honecker. North Manchester, Indiana, the home of the Manchester University Spartans. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are tuning in tonight. $1:35 left here in the first. 6-0. Honecker with the back position. 2 more points, make it 8-0. A technical foul. 10 more match points. Honecker 2 points away from a tech fall here in our first match at 103. And that will do it. Kylie Honecker will win via tech fall. At the 103-pound category. So the Spartans out to a 10-0 lead. Next up, Zeal Modi will take on Jackie Shackelford. Shackelford, Modi, Clara Rice wrestling a couple times here tonight as we will have a 20-minute intermission after the scheduled matches, and we'll have 3 exhibition matches. 1:10 will be Zeal Modi, Abigail Alvarado. Another 1:10, Veronica Cosio taking on Jacqueline Shackelford, and Clara Rice and Tessa Allen at 160. Next up, Zeal Modi. Modi, the junior out of Des Plaines, Illinois, Maine East High School. Shackelford, a freshman out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Very, very, very young team. 1 sophomore and a junior. Rest are freshmen for the Spartans. Also a younger team with some mixed in with some upperclassmen. And just like that, Shackelford on top looking for the fall. And there it is. 5 more points, make it 15-0 on the fall by Jacqueline Shackelford. So we'll move on to 117. Veronica Cosio, freshman from Addison, Illinois, Addison Trail High School. Caitlin Dowell, freshman out of Clinton, Indiana. 9-0 is the score. Cosio, first points tonight for the Blue Jays, coming at 117. Cosio, keep trying to work that arm, what we used to call the chicken wing, trying to get Dowell onto her back, and they'll stand him back up again. first ever points in a home wrestling duel in program history. You just saw it right there. Veronica Cosio puts the Blue Jays on the board, and we have an injury timeout. Actually, they call it a blood timeout, as we'll have to clean up the mat, and it looks like maybe it was an upper lip. You can definitely see it from up here. You know, even though you wear the headgear, it's still a full contact sport. The headgear pretty much just protects your ears. And the old tissue paper in the nostril trick. Remember that many times growing up. Now that's going to obstruct the breathing for Cosio down to just one nostril. Let's see how she handles that. Trying to spin on the back, and she gets her. 2 more points for Cosio. Dowell trying to keep them arms spread. Making it tough for Cosio to get the arm underneath, but she's trying to work that right arm. And they will stop, and it's blood again. It looks like the tissue came out. $1:53 left. So they'll have to clean up the mat again if there was any, as they call, biohazard down on the mat. The Spartans coming in 1-0 on the season for the Blue Jays. 0-3, 0-2 in the CCIW. They'll be home on the 16th versus North Central. Then on the 26th, they'll be at the CCIW Championships. 8th and the 9th. The NCAA Division III invite in Rock Island. 13th at Carthage. Joliet Junior College will join them there, and then it's the NCWWC Regionals on the 22nd of February, and then the 7th and 8th of March, it's the NCWWC National Championships, now be held in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Adrian, Michigan will hold the regionals and the tri-meet at Carthage, obviously held up in Kenosha. So even more obstruction now for Veronica Cosio, trying to keep that blood from coming out of the nose. Cosio. Dowell try to spin. Cosio trying to become dead weight. Cosio, had Dowell right there. Now Dowell with the upper hand. Cosio try to keep them arms in or out, not allowing, pretty much becoming dead weight and not allowing Caitlin Dowell to get any type of leverage on the arms, and she's going to have to come off again, leading by 4, 6-2. There's really no other way of fixing that problem with the bloody nose. We thought at one point maybe it was a lip, but we can see for sure it's definitely the nose. And when you're trying to breathe, it pushes that tissue right out. Well, with a 4-point lead here in the first with 1:10 left. Cosio here, 117, leading by 4. But the Blue Jays down 9-0. Cosio working that leg. Able to get the back position. Now leading 8-2. 4 points away from a tech fall. And some much-needed points for the Blue Jays, down 9-0. And they have a couple forfeits coming up. Forfeits at 124, 131, 138, and 145. So Manchester will gain points. And those are 5 for each forfeit. Now Dow. But you can see Cosio keeps spinning, so Dow can't get that back position. Cosio trying to move Dow onto her back. Now up by 8, 10-2. 2 more points away with 10 seconds left here in the first. If she can flip her over on her back, this one is over. Otherwise, we're going to the second. And that's exactly what we will do. 10-2 will be the score. Veronica Cosio with the lead going into the second. A long first period due to a bloody nose for Veronica. But for the Blue Jays, these are huge, huge points. As I mentioned, with 4 forfeits coming up at 124, 31, 38, and 45. Manchester up 9-0 here in our third match at 117. Honoring both programs, their first year, and thanking Manchester University, the Spartans, for being a part of this historic night. Both these programs. There goes the tissue again, and that will do it. Veronica Cosio. Don't need no stinking tissue. This one's over. She'll win via tech ball and give the Blue Jays very important points and a historic tech ball in program history right there. Congratulations to Veronica Cosio. If you've got that video here on suncom.tv, you can thank Gabe Martin, the cameraman to my right. I'm Bill Downing, live on suncom.tv and Elmhurst University's athletics YouTube page. So Paula Villarreal will win via forfeit at 124. Now 131, Andrea Rodriguez will win. Then 138, Cyan Rogers for Manchester will win via forfeit.
Receiving a forfeit at 138 from Manchester, Cyan Rogers.
And at 145, Riley Swaim. Aurelia Ortega will take on Rylan Swift next at 160.
Receiving a forfeit at 145 from Manchester, Riley Swift.
So 29-4 after the forfeits. The lone points coming for the Blue Jays via tech fall, Veronica Cosio. Now the Blue Jays have some work to do. Ortega and Swift, and then Rice and Bennett. And then we'll have a 20-minute intermission. We'll take a short break. And then we'll come back with our 3 exhibitions. Modi, Alvarado, Cosio again against Shackelford, and Rice and Allen. We're at 160. Aurelia Ortega and Rylan Swift. Swift moving Ortega right on the back, looking for a fall right off the bat. It's close. It's close. Ortega fighting with everything she's got, but that won't be enough. Rylan Swift will get the fall and add 5 more points, make it 34-4. Clara Rice and Claire Bennett up next at 180 will be our final match of our
Now wrestling at 180 from
registered matches that we have here tonight. And we'll have 3 exhibitions right after this. Claire Rice, Claire Bennett. This is 180. Rice and Bennett with the grapple. No one really taking a shot here. They're into the clinch, the grapple. See, maybe somebody will take a shot, and that's a delay warning. Tonight's official wants some movement. Rice that time tried to shoot on the right leg, then retracted back to the grapple. Looks like Bennett wanted to go with the throw, and so did Rice. As you can see, Bennett now just sprawling out, trying her best to make it very difficult for Rice, and then Rice will get the back. Now spreading out all fours. Become very rigid, trying to force Rice to expend a lot of energy here. She's up 4-0 with 1:15 left, and they'll stand them both back up again. Good action here early on in the first period of the 180. Clara Rice and Claire Bennett. Pretty much a stalemate. And then the two decided it was time to get going. As we approach 60 seconds left here in the first. Now Bennett that time with a shoot. Now Rice. She was trying to go for the stomach and trying to get Bennett on her back. She has the leverage. Now she'll gain the back and get 2 more points. Make it 6-0. You can see Rice trying to manipulate that arm. Bennett in a lot of trouble. There's Rice. And then Bennett flips her right back over. Back and forth they go. Now Bennett with the upper hand, trying to get a pin. As Rice, and just like that, Claire Bennett will get the fall. What looked like Clara Rice moving into a position to get a tech fall, and Claire Bennett flips Rice over and gets the fall. And it's 40-4 will be your final scores. We've got the exhibitions coming up. There's going to be a 20-minute break, I believe, is what we were told. Let's see if they're going to go to that. Mackenzie Weatherford will get the forfeit at 2:07. That will make the final 45-4. Manchester will win, and they'll move to 2-0. Elmhurst drops to 0-4 overall. We'll have our 3 exhibitions coming up, and they're going to take a 20-minute break due to the fact that a couple of these wrestlers are going to be wrestling again, and they have to, by NCAA rules, give them a break between matches. So we're going to step away real quick. 45-5 is your final score of the duel. We got 3 exhibitions coming up. Modi, Alvarado, Cosio, Shackelford, Rice, and Allen next here on Suncom.tv.
For nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
You just might end up making the world a better place. But first, you have to discover who you are and what you can learn from others. To do that, you have to seek out teachers and mentors who will help you identify your goals and challenge you to go after them. Before you can do that, you have to find a community that welcomes and supports you. A place where you can learn, a place where you can thrive. Before you can do that, you must have motivation and desire to improve your mind, your soul, your circumstances. To ignite that desire, you must find your potential. We'll help you discover your potential once you discover us. Elmhurst University.
We know that going to college is a huge investment. You put your trust and time in Elmhurst University, and we do the same. You invest in us, and we invest in you.
Your story begins as we welcome you to Elmhurst University. From your first day of orientation, our focus is getting you acclimated to college life and making you a part of the Elmhurst community.
Definitely Elmhurst was the one that I fell in love with. Right when you stepped on campus, it was a nice environment. It just felt like home.
The goal of first year seminar is to make the transition from high school to college as smooth as possible. It's an instantaneous way to have a niche at Elmhurst.
A lot of times there's that doubt that I don't know if I can make it here. I don't know if I'm meant to be here. I feel it is our role as an institution to get those doubts out of their mind the second they are on this campus.
Once you've started classes, our responsibility is to support you both personally and academically.
Your faculty and your staff who are here and committed to your success are going to be walking with you on that journey, providing both the challenge and the support for you along that way.
I changed my major about 5 times, and so I really needed someone there to help me through it, help me pick out new classes, to help me make sure that I graduate on time.
So they support us academically, but they're also interested in our lives as a whole individual. For example, when I was applying for the Fulbright, they were more than willing and super supportive.
Along with supporting you, our job is to make sure you challenge yourself in order to make the most of your experience.
When the students, especially in computer science, go out into related fields, they're going to be confronted with adapting to new environments, new technologies, and we try to challenge them in the classroom to adapt, to learn how to learn.
I've had teachers go to me and say, I think you'd be interested in research, so they introduced me to some professors, and I've been doing research now for 3 semesters. It taught me a lot about myself, definitely, and about the way I adapt to different situations.
I think we all learn best when we're a little bit scared, a little bit on the edge. I really believe that the things that are beyond the typical, experiencing undergraduate research, studying abroad, having a quality internship, some of those things are going to be most memorable and meaningful and really impactful for them.
As your academic journey at Elmhurst comes to an end, our relationship reaches a crucial point as we launch you into the next phase of your life.
Elmhurst is a liberal arts college that aims at creating educated citizens, and that's not a process that just takes 4 years or 2 years. We're invested in these students. We give our kind of heart and soul to them while they're here, and so we care if they succeed once they leave.
When students go on to graduate and go on to live amazing lives and do things personally and professionally, their fingerprints are still all over this institution in a way that helped us to become a better sense of who we are and who we as an institution want to be in the world.
We don't at Elmhurst tell students what to think, but we try to teach them how to engage with their own values to become better citizens of this country, of this world.
And that makes me proud to be a part of the community of Elmhurst.
I'm confident in our graduates because I know we've prepared them both personally and professionally. We love to see them fly the nest and flourish.
My name is Michael. I'm a senior here. I study special education and I'm a first-generation college student.
My name is Lauren Berryhill. I'm a junior and I'm a music education major.
My name is Sarah Jean Dickey. I am a double major in mathematics and computer science with a minor in Spanish, and I'm a senior.
My name is Raniel Morales. I'm a freshman and I'm a psychology major.
I transferred to Elmhurst because I like the small class sizes and I really value that professor-student relationship that I knew that I was going to get here.
When I was looking at other colleges, it just didn't feel like people cared and wanted you there the same way that when you came to Elmhurst, they just really wanted you to be there and to learn and grow, and I felt like I would be comfortable coming here, but also be pushed in so many ways to grow and become better.
I already knew some people who went here, and I'd visit a couple of times just to hang out with them. I just really liked being around them and being here. And the campus itself is absolutely beautiful.
My sister did go to school here as well. I kind of already knew the campus a little bit, knew it was a great school. I'm glad I chose Elmhurst because it was probably the best place for me, and it was the best monetary decision as well.
When I first transferred, I lived in apartments, but now I live in Stanger, and I really couldn't picture it any other way. Like, I love being on campus. There's just something about rolling out of bed and going to class that I love.
I started out in Schick my freshman year here. I moved to Niebuhr halfway through. I lived in Schick my sophomore year as well, and I've been living in an on-campus house on Myrtle for the past 2 years, and I love it there.
I've actually only lived in Cureton Hall all 3 years. I really could stay there my 4th year and be fine.
I love the community that it brought, that you were one room away from your friends, you were eating dinner on campus together almost every night, and just that there were different opportunities within the residence halls.
A day in the life is pretty hectic. Most music ed majors, their classes are in the mornings and then their ensembles are in the afternoon. So I'm pretty much boom, 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 thing to thing to thing.
I'm a morning person, so whether I have class in the morning or not, I like to wake up a little bit on the earlier side.
So I'd wake up at 5:30, practice, eat breakfast quickly, go to my 9 a.m.
Probably have class till around noon. And depending on the day, I'll probably head out to the local middle school to take some time with my students there, go to the library to do some homework, and then I also work at the library.
Get out of class, go home, change, go directly to work.
I'll usually have work later in the afternoon, and then eat dinner, maybe do some more homework, watch a movie.
Get a dinner or some snacks at the Roost, and then head back to my dorm to do some homework and head to bed.
Usually I spend time with my friends at night, and that's when I get to catch up on what's going on.
My favorite place on campus is on the 3rd floor of the education department. It's the best place to study with the best view.
I have 2 favorite places on campus. One is my house, but I also love the conference room in Daniels.
My favorite place would be the cafeteria.
Sitting in Founders, I love to sit at one of those tables and do homework. You can be in there to have fun, you can be in there to study, and the vibe can be whatever you want it to be.
Out of the 4 classes that I took this past semester, my favorite class was acting. The professor was Dr. Tony Noyce. He is such a character. He's so awesome to be around. It was such a fun experience.
And my favorite class was probably linear algebra with Dr. Crawford. It was part theory and part computation, which I really liked how it pulled those 2 concepts together. And Dr. Crawford is just an amazing teacher. I've had her almost every semester since I've been here.
Post-colonial theory with Dr. Janice Lively, and that class had me thinking about it like all day.
Music theory class, which is probably an interesting choice because it was at 8 a.m. every single day my freshman year, both semesters, which no one likes 8 a.m.s in college. My professor, Mr. Streeter, is incredible, and my class became more of a community than anything. It was a really nice way to come into college, and honestly, my best friends came out of that class.
One of my favorite activities is the honors program. I've been involved with it all 4 years that I've been on campus here. I'm also involved in Alpha Phi Omega here on campus. You do a lot of service in the community. You get to build relationships with people in the organization, and you get to do a lot of leadership activities.
I've been involved in lots of student groups on campus, all the choral ensembles, the vocal ensembles, and I loved being in late night blues, vocal jazz. We just had a lot of fun and really bonded with each other. I'm also a member of Phi Mu. It's a really fun way to meet people, but also to give back to others that need it.
My favorite organizations that I've been a part of is definitely the Black Student Union, because I really like what they're doing for the campus overall and the social justice issues that they're pursuing on campus.
I'm pretty much just involved with running. I'm really proud to be a Blue Jay because It's an amazing community. Blue also looks really nice when we're running, so it's awesome.
Love being a student ambassador in the Office of Admissions. It's really great because I get to give tours to all these potential students, whether they're first years or transfers.
I'm a CA for the ELSA students, which basically means that I live in the dorms that they also live in to provide any extra support that they might need. And I'm really proud to be part of this program, especially because it's one of the few in the country. And it's awesome because I work with students with disabilities in classrooms, and they always ask me, oh, can I go to Elmhurst? And I can say confidently, yes, you can go to Elmhurst.
When I cross the stage at graduation, I'll be most proud of all the research that I've done. I didn't come into college with the intention to do that. I fell in love with the idea of research and the process of doing research.
It's just incredible to look back and think that Elmhurst has done so much for me already, and I think that's what I'll be most proud of, to think just who I've become and who I want to be still.
I think what I will remember most fondly are obviously my friends that I've made.
Making memories with those friends in really interesting places that normally wouldn't be so exciting, but they are, because you love each other and you get to know each other so well.
Between the professors and the friends that I've made, I think that will stay with me the rest of my life.
People who give back to Elmhurst, you're not only helping me, you're helping my family grow as well. Me graduating college and being the first one to graduate means that hopefully others in my family, like my nephews and nieces, can see that and want to come to a school like Elmhurst.
So when you give money to Elmhurst, you're giving these students the experience of a lifetime and the ability to become who they're meant to be.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to change our lives.
For nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
We know that going to college is a huge investment. You put your trust and time in Elmhurst University, and we do the same. You invest in us, and we invest in you.
Your story begins as we welcome you to Elmhurst University. From your first day of orientation, our focus is getting you acclimated to college life and making you a part of the Elmhurst community.
Definitely Elmhurst was the one that I fell in love with. Right when you stepped on campus, it was a nice environment. It just felt like home.
The goal of first year seminar is to make the transition from high school to college as smooth as possible. It's an instantaneous way to have a niche at Elmhurst.
A lot of times there's that doubt that I don't know if I can make it here. I don't know if I'm meant to be here. I feel it is our role as an institution to get those doubts out of their mind the second they are on this campus.
Once you've started classes, our responsibility is to support you both personally and academically.
Your faculty and your staff who are here and committed to your success are going to be walking with you on that journey, providing both the challenge and the support for you along that way.
I changed my major about 5 times, and so I really needed someone there to help me through it, help me pick out new classes, to help me make sure that I graduate on time.
So they support us academically, but they're also interested in our lives as a whole individual. For example, when I was applying for the Fulbright, they were more than willing and super supportive.
Along with supporting you, our job is to make sure you challenge yourself in order to make the most of your experience.
When the students, especially in computer science, go out into related fields, they're going to be confronted with adapting to new environments, new technologies, and we try to challenge them in the classroom to adapt, to learn how to learn.
I've had teachers go to me and say, Like, I think you'd be interested in research, so they introduced me to some professors, and I've been doing research now for 3 semesters. It taught me a lot about myself, definitely, and about the way I adapt to different situations.
I think we all learn best when we're a little bit scared, a little bit on the edge. They really believe that the things that are beyond the typical, experiencing undergraduate research, studying abroad, having a quality internship, some of those things are going to be most memorable and meaningful and really impactful for them.
As your academic journey at Elmhurst comes to an end, our relationship reaches a crucial point as we launch you into the next phase of your life.
Elmhurst is a liberal arts college that aims at creating educated citizens, and that's not a process that just takes 4 years or 2 years. We're invested in these students. We give our kind of heart and soul to them while they're here, and so we care if they succeed once they leave.
When students go on to graduate and go on to live amazing lives and do things personally and professionally, their fingerprints are still all over this institution in a way that helped us to become a better sense of who we are and who we as an institution want to be in the world.
We don't at Elmhurst tell students what to think, but we try to teach them how to engage with their own values to become better citizens of this country, of this world.
And that makes me proud to be a part of the community of Elmhurst.
I'm confident in our graduates because I know we've prepared them both personally and professionally. We love to see them fly the nest and flourish.
For nearly 150 years, Elmhurst College prepared students for lives of meaning and success. Today, as Elmhurst University, we're carrying on that proud legacy. A beautiful campus just 30 minutes from downtown Chicago. Small classes where you'll get to know your professors. And top-ranked majors and graduate programs that will open the door to the career of your dreams. As we celebrate a new name for our institution in an ever-changing world, our values and spirit remain the same. Welcome to Elmhurst University.
Welcome back to R.A. Fagnall Hall. Our 3 exhibition matches coming up. The final from the dual meet, 45-4, Manchester. The Spartans out of North Manchester, Indiana, winning a very historic first ever dual meet in programs history here at Elmhurst University. And we got our 3 exhibition matches coming up. Zeal Modi and Abigail Alvarado. Modi, a junior out of Des Plaines. Alvarado, a freshman out of Walnut, California. This is at 110. We'll have 2 110s back-to-back, and we are underway. Exhibition match number 1, Modi and Alvarado. Alvarado takes Modi down and takes the back position. Has that arm, flipping Modi on the back. And this could spell trouble, and there it is. That fall, and Alvarado defeats Modi via the fall. In dual meets, those weren't exhibition matches. That would be 5 more points for the Spartans, Manchester University. Match number 2, Veronica Cosio, Jacqueline Shackelford.
Exhibition match at 110 from Manchester, Jackie Shackelford, and from Elmhurst, Veronica Cosio.
Veronica Cosio, I tell you, she is something special. You'll see her work quickly. Going from the grapple to a single leg, looking for a takedown. She tried it right there, but a good counter by Shackelford. Shackelford winning her match earlier against Modi. Just underway in the first period. Your exhibition match number 2. And they will stand them both back up. The freshman from Addison, Illinois, Addison Trail High School. Nice shoot that time by Cosio, not wasting any time. She'll get the 2 points to start. And Shackelford down on her back, and now she's going to try to manipulate that arm, that left arm. Now she's going to move over to the right. Shackelford again trying to make it very difficult for Cosio to gain any type of leverage on the shoulders. And they'll stand him back up again. Minute 53 left in the first. 2-0. Cosio, she'll shoot again. Shackelford trying to make it dead weight. Cosio again. She's got Shackelford. Now Shackelford. It's 4-0. Cosio holding on to that leg. Holding on to the near leg for her, the left leg. Now Shackelford on her back. And then they'll roll and continue to roll. And Cosio, nice stoppage right there. Puts the brakes on. 5-4. Cosio, Shackelford in trouble. Cosio looking for the fall. Shackelford moves that right shoulder off the mat. Referee in perfect position. Shackelford able to get out. No escape points in women's wrestling. Shackelford's going to have to fight her way back. Down by 3, 7-4. Cosio on the stomach. Shackelford will take the back. She'll gain the single point, down by 2 now, 7-5. Trying to get more points with the leg. And you can see Cosio making it virtually impossible and standing back up again. It's funny how you can make 110 pounds make it very difficult for the opponent to move just by straightening your entire body out. And you saw Cosio do that not once but twice. Cosio looking to put Shackelford on her back. She'll take the back position. She'll gain 2 more points. And that'll be the end of the first. 9-5, Cosio with the lead on Shackelford. Our third exhibition coming up, Claire Rice take on Tessa Allen. That will conclude our night here on this very historic night for both programs, especially for Elmhurst, the very first ever home wrestling duel in program history. And the Spartans from North Manchester, Indiana, a part of this. And a big thank you to everybody involved for making this event happen. See what Cosio does with a 4-point lead, 9-5 as we start the second. She'll shoot. Had one leg, goes for 2. Shackelford trying to stay right on the heels of those feet, but Cosio takes her down. 13-5. 2 more points away from a tech fall. And they'll stop. They'll stand them back up again. And this time, it's Shackelford. It has to be checked for blood, maybe on the shoulder it might be. Andrew Demos and Amanda McAlevey at the helm of the Blue Jays. Josh Hardman, director of wrestling in his 3rd year. Trevor Young, Javon Phillips, Evan Fissler, Joe Gonzalez. For Manchester. Now Shackelford. Cosio, she's going to look to end this on the tech fall. But Shackelford would not allow that to happen. Looks like they're going to give a point to Shackelford, 14-5, Cosio. 2:15 left here. Shackelford, turns Cosio onto her back, then her stomach. Even with that arm bent all the way back, and I think that's going to be, we got more blood. Let's see, I believe it's going to be, is it Cosio? It is. And we saw that in her first match against Dowell. That bloody nose. Have to jam the nostril again with more tissue paper temporarily. Now it's down to a 7-point lead. So you know, and when a fall, when one of the wrestlers pins another, it's worth 5 points in a dual meet. A tech fall, 10 or more match points for the opponent is worth 4 points in a duel. Decision obviously goes the full length of the match. When a wrestler has between 1 and 9 more points than their opponent, it's worth 3 points in a duel, and then you have your disqualification, forfeit, medical default, which are all 5 points in a duel. It's 14-7. We're ready to get back at it. Let's see if Cosio doesn't waste any time. Shackelford clawing her way back into this match. Only has 1:47 left, only down by 7. After a quick start by Veronica Cosio. Cosio came in 4 and 7. Oh, the tissue popped out again. And we're going to have another stoppage. Eva Castrione came in 0-4, 0-2 in duels, 0-1 in the CCIW. Losing her match to Kylie Honecker. Veronica Cosio winning via the tech fall. Moved to 5 and 7 overall, 3 and 1 in duels. Ortega 0-8 overall, and Rice 2 and 12. Still trying to clean that mat up as they've got to get all the blood off. It's going to be very difficult to stop that nose from bleeding. We'll see how much longer this goes. 1:30 left. 14-7. Cosio over Shackelford. Cosio, she'll shoot. Shackelford trying to get that back position again. Shackelford trying to spin to get that back position. But you'll see Cosio grabs that leg, making it tough. More blood with 1:05 left. Our final 110-pound exhibition, Cosio and Shackelford. It's 14-7 with a couple stoppages due to a bloody nose for Veronica. Next up, Claire Rice and Tessa Allen at 160, and that will end tonight's dual meet between the neighboring states, Illinois and Indiana. Blue Jays will be home on the 16th against North Central. That's a 6 p.m. start. You can check us out on X at Elmhurst Bluejay, on Instagram at Elmhurst Bluejay, and on Facebook, Elmhurst University Athletics. You're watching us via suncom.tv. I'm Bill Downing. He's Gabe Martin, and you can also check us out on Elmhurst University's Athletics YouTube page. Couple stoppages here, and I don't know if they're going to be able to get the nose from stopper. And now they're going to tape, which is going to make things even more difficult to breathe. Yikes. Now we'll see how tape holds up. I know when I was young, whenever my mom whipped out the tape, I stopped talking. Here's Shackelford. Cosio flips Shackelford on her back. Now Shackelford trying to get the upper hand. It's 14-9. Cosio with 43 seconds left. Looking at a possible decision here. Shackelford down by 5. Has to make something happen right here. Cosio making it almost impossible. Grabbing that ankle. What a great move there by Veronica Cosio. And they'll stop. And they'll stand it back up. All right, Cosio is going to need some oxygen after that. Now they've gone to the extent of taping her nose closed with the toilet paper in there, so it's even more difficult to breathe. And Shackelford trying to take advantage of that. And Cosio just doing what she can with 5 seconds left. Cosio is going to go 2-0 here tonight as she wins a 14-9 decision over Jacqueline Shackelford. What a good match. The first decision we went to tonight. How about that? Half a roll of toilet paper, half a roll of duct tape. Wow. And she still comes out on top with the win. Congratulations to Veronica Cosio. You talk about grit and determination. Wow, that's impressive, folks. Clara Rice and Tessa Allen coming up here at 160. Clara Rice was looking good against Claire Bennett, and it took one move by Bennett and to get the fall on Rice. Rice looking for a little redemption right here, going for the takedown on Allen. And there it is. Points right off the bat for Rice. It's 2-0. And they just keep spinning around and around. Again, that's a technique that trying to make sure you can't get her onto her back. Only a 2-0 lead, and enough is enough, and the referee will stand them both back up again. Rice with a 2-0 lead here on Tessa Allen. Clara Rice, sophomore from the American Emirates. Wow, the American Community School at Abu Dhabi. Got a chance to actually go there when I was in the Navy. And just like that, Rice looking for the fall. Allen in a lot of trouble. Rice knows it. Referee in perfect position. Bennett knows. Rice trying to pin that far shoulder, the near one to Rice, and then Bennett will spin onto her stomach. Like Clara Rice had her right there. Let's see if she can move back into that position, up 4-0. $1:31 left here in the first. 2 exhibition matches down. Alvarado winning, Cosio winning. It's the deciding exhibition match. Rice close to a fall. Had Allen right where she wanted her. We're at 160. All right, referee wanting more action. Now they're starting to move around a little bit. Allen, Rice, the arms around the back. Then Bennett, trying to flip. Rice, and Rice able to stop the momentum. No points either way. Wow, you saw Allen take that arm. He was kind of doing a hip toss. And then Rice able to reverse that. She's got 2 more points. Allen with 21 seconds left, down 6 points. We're in the first of 2 periods. Rice that time. They're standing back up. One of them danger positions. Trying to prevent any type of injury. Good call there by the referee. 7 seconds left here in the first. 6-0, Clara Rice. And this one will go to the second with Rice leading 6-0. Again, our final match is January 9th, 2025. Hopefully you and yours had a spectacular holiday season with Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I hope you had a great, happy, Merry Christmas, happy holidays, a happy New Year. As we are kicking it off here in 2025, the first ever home wrestling duel here in the program's history for Elmhurst University. Rice up 6-0. She'll shoot. Allen making it difficult for Rice. But Rice now, she'll take the back and she'll gain 2 more points, up 8-0. She needs 2 more points to end this, but Allen says not so fast. And they'll stop them. They were off the mat. Yeah, I don't think the score is 10-0. I believe it's still 8-0. Yeah, they put a 10 up there. I believe it's 8-0. Unless they're going to say, yeah, they're going to. Okay, so they're going to give Allen 2 points. So it's a 6-point lead, 8-2. .2:15 left. Allen knows she's going to need a fall here or a long string of points. Now trying to lock those hands. And now standing back up again, trying to get that left arm of Rice. Trying to roll over on her back, and Rice did not allow that move. But Allen running out of time now, under a minute 50 left in our final exhibition. Final score was 45-4 in the dual meet, Manchester. How about that, right? They're not going to give any points for that. Wow. Okay, so as Rice was going to gain 2 more points, there was a whistle. Allen with a shoot. Rice saw that coming. She'll get her 2 points back. It's an 8-point lead, 10-2. Minute 10 left. Now she's going to tie up both legs and try to roll, and does. And there it is. Your winner via tech fall, Claire Rice. And that will conclude tonight's meet. Rice wins. Cosio wins. Alvarado will win in the exhibition, as again the final score of the dual meet, 45-4, Manchester wins. For everybody here at RA Fagnall Hall, I'm Bill Downing. He's Gabe Martin on Suncom.tv and Elmhurst University's athletics YouTube page. Have yourself a great evening, and remember, go Blue Jays.